wife forget she glasses here. Good night. Yes, good night. And welcome to your favorite online internet radio program, www.sxmtalk.com, where you get live and serious discussion. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and I can guarantee you that we're going to have a pretty interesting program for you tonight. There's a lot of issues to talk about, some serious issues I want to talk about. I'm going to get a bit testy tonight. I'm going to get a bit rowdy tonight. This is another night where I'm taking off the gloves, taking off the boots, and I'm going to start to throw some punches because things in St. Martin need to change. And I say it all the time. I don't care which government is there. I don't care which government is there. Things need to be changed. I'm tired of the same routine over and over and over. And let me say good night to everyone listening. Call a friend, call someone. Tell them to log on. Tell them to log on now to www.sxmtalk.com. Tell them log on now and listen to this program because it's going to be a very interesting program. It's going to be a very good program. I'm going to be talking about food prices. I'm going to be talking about the causeway. I get some more information on the causeway. I wouldn't believe what I found out today about the causeway. We're going to be talking about Megaplex. Yes, I got some information on Megaplex. Not even that you would believe. We're going to be talking about the Labor Department, the Minister of Labor. Yes, whether you're a coalition partner or not, I have some issues with you, Minister. I have some issues with you, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. Let me take a short break because information is reaching me and I want to get the proof in my hand. I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to be right back. Yes, and we are back. Sorry for that little break we took a while ago. Like I told you guys, I was waiting on some documents. And you know the thing? It goes to show how we just do business in this country. When I tell you guys that this country is corrupt, that this country is nasty, that this country is just a den of thieves. When the Dutchman said that we are a den of thieves, we all got vexed. Well, I ain't no Dutchman. I is a St. Martin man. And I saying it. We're a den of thieves and corrupt individuals in this country. I got the documents, which means that live and serious discussion radio, www.SXM, is doing a good thing. Is reaching the masses. Because I didn't go. They came to me. But I want to show, and this also is a testament to how the Chamber of Commerce function. All right? But I'm going to leave the Megaplex part for last. I'm going to leave it for last. Because I want to get into this issue with food prices on this island. Okay? And the ton load of expired food stuff that they are bringing into this country for us to eat. Now, you see, it's only because I believe in my word. But it's on the tip of my tongue. And I promised the people in them today that I wouldn't call the supermarket name. But I'm saying to myself, then I'm not doing justice to my listeners if I don't tell them the supermarket that was bringing in these expired food stuff and expired food goods for you and I to eat, for your children to eat. They said, Christopher, we're doing an investigation. We just give you this information, but don't call the store name. Why? Why shouldn't I call the store name? Why should I mention which grocery store it is? Why not? I mean, after all, the people have a right to know. So I said to myself, okay, I ain't going to call the name, but I'll tell them where it's located. I ain't calling the name. I could just say, perhaps, maybe, it could be one of a big store that got blown up by Hurricane Lewis where we all used to go, and now it got a different name. I could say something like that. I mean, I could probably say, there's a gas station close by. Okay? I could probably say it's close to a roundabout. I could say those kind of things. That don't mean that I'm saying that, you know. So I tell the person, I say, what if I say those kind of things? Yeah, well then, no, it's for people and them out there to decide and think for themselves who was bringing in this container of expired food goods for us to eat. Now, let me tell you a trick. Right? Let me tell you a trick, what it does do. A trick, what it does use. And we got to say, thank God that an epidemic ain't break out as yet in this country. Because it's only that they got caught this time. It's only that they got caught this time. But we can assume that they have been doing it for a very long time. And I know the trick. Because I called a friend of mine that works in this establishment. And I asked him and he said, yes. Okay? A number of them does be ordered to do it. Let me tell you the trick what it does do. Today is the 18th, okay, of June. Now, a week before the 18th of June, so we're going to go 7 days behind, is when they're going to bring the expired goods in the country. They ain't expired as yet. They're going to be expired on the 18th. So they bring them in a week before. You know why? Because they have the boys in the back with all the stuff that's going to be expired on the 18th with alcohol and a piece of sponge, and they're rubbing off. I want you guys to hear me go there. They're rubbing off the expiry date off of all the merchandise and the produce that they brought in. and then they stick in their new label and their new expiry date on the merchandise. So by the time the 18th reach, really and truly the food have expired already. It have expired already. But they got their new labeling system. They got whatever they just do. That they just print on the new expiry date. Because most of us don't take our time to look at the expiry date. Sometimes we can hardly find where the expiry date is. But my concern is this. My concern is with our government and our price controllers. The guys who are supposed to be doing a job to see and look at these things. Now many of us would say thumbs up. They did a good job because they caught this container with expired goods coming in. And it was disposed of and destroyed immediately. But that's one container, so how many passed? How many passed? And then the next thing, right? The next thing. And this is what have me upset with the government. Right? We always talking about fixing a road. This project and that project. We always want to fix something somewhere all over the place. But we never want to maintain it. I am asking and calling for a government that focuses and look at the social issues of a country. The social issues. Things that's happening and affecting us in this country socially. Because we're always fixing a road. We're always fixing something. But how is it we can't get the Labor Department fixed? How is it the line in SVB we can't get fixed? The census office we can't get fixed. The tax department we can't get fixed. How come we can't get those things fixed? Down at Public Works, oh Lord, talk about that place. That need more than fixing. But I want to talk about these food prices in the stores. Now, I'm not making no apology whatsoever. Even though I have some very good friends, Chinese descent, that owns and operate these establishments. And I'm not blaming them. Because, you know, you just hear this saying, if you find a donkey and you could ride it, you must ride it. And that's what happened. They realized that St. Martin people are gullible and they could ride us like we are donkey. So that's what they're doing. But I'm saying to myself, I really want to know how people in this country are eating. How are they eating? How are they surviving? Because you can't buy food in this country. You cannot buy food in this country. What's happening with these food prices? Who is responsible to take a look at the prices of food in this country? It is impossible that a tin of tuna could cost you $2.48 for one tin of tuna. That's madness. That's craziness. For one tin of tuna, something that used to cost $1, $1.80 costs $2.48, $2.25, $2.36. What is going on in this country? Who is controlling food? What the hell is this government doing? The Economic Affairs Department, what are you guys doing? Miguel De Weaver, the SG, where are your controllers? What are the food price list? You know what? I'm going to get a price list tomorrow. And on a Wednesday program, no, I have a guest coming in on the Wednesday program. The Thursday program, we're going to talk about this price control list. And I want you guys to make sure you have a pen and paper when I'm calling out the price of certain items. Listen, and if I can't get a price control list, I'm going to explode in this place. I have a new policy, yeah? And I was looking at it. I don't think SGs, department heads, should remain in a position for life. I don't care what Buslight or whatever you got. I think SGs should rotate with the government structure. Every 4 years, a SG should rotate. Let me explain this. When they are evaluating the employees, evaluating civil servants, and you got to go through an evaluation process, who evaluates the SGs? Who evaluates the department heads? I have a problem with all the department heads right now on St. Martin who sits in a position and believe that it is theirs, that it belongs to them. I think they get too comfortable, they become complacent, and they work for who they want to work for. I think they have too much power. Because the ministers come and go, but the SGs remain. I think the position that the SG is holding, he should have that position for 4 years. And if the incoming minister or the new minister or the incumbent minister want to keep the SG there, he needs to go through an evaluation process. I don't think an SG should remain there at all, because when you look at things going on here in St. Martin, when you look at the labor section, the labor situation in St. Martin, something is wrong with the SG. When you look at the economic affairs department and the economy in this country, economics in this country, price control, the price list, food, something is wrong with the SG. When you look at public works, with the building permits and all sort of things, something is wrong with the SG. I think that these people need to be evaluated by the minister. I think the law needs to change. Whether they have a Buslight or not, it needs to change. SGs should not sit down there longer than the term of an election process, an election period. They should not sit down there until that term. Because these people them have a tremendous amount of work to do. And we are looking at this country and we are saying that something is wrong with the labor department. Then something is wrong with the SG. Something is wrong with economics and the food price control. Something is wrong with food prices in this place. And I don't get it. Who is controlling pricing? How is it? How is it? This is what I don't get. See, when I get hyper and things, I start to perspire. This is what I don't get. Okay? Now, you have a grocery store across from Sunny Food. Then you have Sunny Food. And then you have a little up above where Sunny Food used to be first, another grocery store. Then after the stoplight, where Van Dorp then used to be, you have another grocery store. Across the street, you have another grocery store. A little further up, you have another grocery store. Now, how is it that a tin of tuna could be 6 different prices? Across from Sunny Food is $1.80. The cheapest place right now to get tuna there is $1, $1.80. Sunny Food, $2.25, $2.45. Sunny Food up above, $2.25. After the bridge, where Van Dorp used to be, $2.36. Across the road, $2.25. A little further up, $2.16. I'm saying to myself, but it's the same tin of tuna. The same tin. You're buying it from the same place. How is it that one place could have it for $1, and next place got it for $2.48, and next place got it for $2.25, $2.16? I can't get that understand. The proximity of the store is right behind each other. How can the same item have 7 different prices. There's a different price in every store that you go. I can't get this, I don't get it, understand. And then to come back again, how is it that bread could be the price that it is and government didn't raise the prices? So then the bakers and them just raise their bread price and that's it. Why is this country so chaotic, so crazy? I don't get it. St. Martin people, we are being ripped off. We are being swindled. We are being bamboozled. These people are taking advantage of a weak governmental system and we are paying for it. I don't understand what these members of parliament are doing. Don't you hear people bawling about the labor section? Why are you not calling in, what's his name? The SG from there. Why are you not calling Miguel de Weaver? Why are you not calling in these people to answer questions? People are hurting in this country and we have a parliament that is sitting there and traveling. St. Martin people, I am so upset. You know what? Let me talk about the cause because this even got me even more upset. And again, I can't call the person name because they beg. But listen, it will be a crying shame in this country come 2014 and Tia Heiliger get 1 vote. Well, I expect him to get 1 vote from himself and maybe his family. But if the up party get 1 seat in this country, then St. Martin people, all that voted for him, deserve what all you get in this country. Do you guys know? Do you guys know that people already have deeds, a deed to a property saying that you own the property? Do you guys know that there's people in this country that already have a deed for property that's supposed to come in the lagoon? So they have deed for property right now that is water. Don't take it from me. Go and do the research for yourself. Go and find out who owns and who's buying up all the remaining property on the airport boulevard, on the airport stretch. Go and find out. Go and do it for yourself because we like Millie in this country. We like Cancan. Go and do the research for yourself. But what is amazing is right now there's no bridge. There's no land reclaimed. There's only water. And people already have a deed. They already have a deed for property, for land that's going to be created in the lagoon. So they already have a deed for water that is there right now. Water that belongs to the people of this country, the sovereignty. And I'm saying to myself, you guys out there are telling me about vision. This guy is stealing St. Martin for his friends and his cronies and his people. He's a... And then are you telling me about up? And Tio's this and Tio. This guy is a thief. He's a pirate. He's robbing this island. He's robbing this country. So he already made a deals with his friends who's going to get land in the pond, in the lagoon. They have lied to us over and over. The ring road was to be a road where cars could just swoosh around. No, there was no talk and discussion about people getting property, about land being reclaimed and people can build on it. That wasn't the discussion when they first started. They lied to us and told us that it was going to be for cars to have easy access to the Miller Region and the Sucker Garden and the Dutch Quarter areas and the Illage Road. That is what they told us. Why are we accepting their lies? We need to wake up in this country, and we need to wake up fast. They are stealing it from us. They are robbing us from right under our noses. That's what they are doing in this country, St. Martin. They don't care about you. They don't care where you're working. But every election is for the people, and I'm here for the people. And I'm doing for the people. What are you doing? Now that he's not in office, what is he doing for the people? So you must be in office to only do for the people? What is it that he's doing right now? What is he doing for the people? They're taking advantage of us, St. Martin. And they're ripping this country apart, and they're leaving nothing for your children. They're leaving nothing for the next generation. Only they must get. Only they must have. Only them. This is unacceptable. I don't care which government is there. It is time that we as a people come together and put down the largest march protest in this country that they have ever seen. It is time for us to shut this country down, because somebody must listen to the cries of the people. Pelican workers are still crying. And now Maho workers are crying. Post office. Those silent tears that you're shedding every night. The post office workers are being treated like rag dolls. Ay, 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 man. I have some information that I got here. Yeah, you guys wouldn't believe me, yeah? I have to start wearing glasses. And they give me these sort of big Urkel glasses to wear, so that my eyes can get accustomed to the lens and stuff. And oh my goodness, I wanted to put them on tonight, you know. But I could remember teasing children in my class who had those big Urkel glasses. Now look at me, gotta wear them now. So you see me here rubbing my eyes. But I got some information here. I have some information here about Megaplex. Before I go to Megaplex, I want to leave Megaplex for last, because I want to be able to put this information in front of the camera so that you guys can see it. Right? But I want to talk to my minister. Minister Cornelius de Weaver. What are you doing in Geneva, my friend? Do you spend 1 week on this island? 1 full week or 1 full month? Do you spend 1 full month on the island? What are you doing in Geneva? What conference are you attending? What fruits should it bear, or what fruits should we reap, or what fruits should be harvested on that trip that you've been to Geneva? You're on that trip to Geneva doing what? Because while you're traveling here and there, people in St. Martin is suffering because they are offered an understand list. They're not getting their welfare money. Labor is in a crisis on this island. A crisis, minister. Healthcare. People are crying out for proper healthcare. So what are you doing in Geneva? I already have a list of the places that you have traveled since you got into office. And I'm saying to myself, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Because you're doing all this traveling, and what are we getting back from it? So, when you reach back to this island, I'm going to ask you the question. What were you doing in Geneva? What is it you brought back to the people of St. Martin from your trip to Geneva? St. Martin people, I just bought this program called Dragon. Dragon from Nuance, where you can put on your headphones, log on to the computer, and this program, instead of typing, you can speak. The reason why I got it is because I have a number of pending articles that I want to have in the opinion pages, and I'm going to touch everybody, whether they like it or not. I'm going to touch everyone. Because St. Martin people, you yourselves need to be coached and trained into putting proper representation in office. These people are not working for you. They're not working for you. Now, let's get to this Megaplex issue. Right? Now you see, even though they are our coalition partners now, I have to pound the Democratic Party still, because when we had Sunset Theaters by France Richardson, Member of Parliament France, had owned the Sunset Theaters, that's where all of us was going. And we all knew who was operating Sunset Theaters. We all knew we could go to France. He would sponsor baseball, basketball, anything to do with sports. You can get some kind of sponsorship from France. When I was doing my bodybuilding, my first sponsor came from France. But we all knew that it was locally owned. So we had a sense of pride. We felt good patronizing and being patrons of the cinema. But because of our non-loyalty to our own, when Megaplex Cinemas number 7 came, we all rushed there because it was bigger and better. And we had no loyalty to our own. And I'm blaming myself too, because I love a good movie. And I myself started going to Megaplex. And eventually, France had to close its doors. Okay? Now, and like I said, I know that our program here is doing something because people are listening. And I would always get upset when I see the number of views. But when I look at the next day broadcast, I realize that the views goes up. People are listening. And I have the documents here in my hand. But before I read this one, right, I want to read a letter that the workers of Megaplex are sending to the Daily Herald. This is what they said. Attention government officials and Chamber of Commerce. Please urgently look into the Megaplex 7 Caribbean Cinemas, St. Martin. It seems as if they don't have proper or legal papers, registration, Chamber of Commerce, or SXMTalk registration to operate in this country. When employees need documents in order to file the papers for their children, etc., they are told that there is no director to sign any papers, even to obtain a doctor card, SXMTalk doctor card. It is not possible. Our officials need to desperately look into this. The working conditions are horrible. Here we go again, a labor unrest, a labor crisis, a labor situation, and our Minister of Labor is in Geneva. No respect is given to the staff and their needs. The conditions of the movie hall itself needs to be looked into. The bathrooms are unhygienic. Roaches are running all over the place. Please, please, I beg of you to look into this matter. Signed, Concerned Citizen. That's this document right here. But that's not the interesting part of this, though. What I want to share with you is how our country does operate, how our Chamber of Commerce does operate, how our Labor Department does operate, why this country is so chaotic. I have here in my hand a letter from George M. Peterson, Avocado Road, Windward Side, Sabre, Dutch Caribbean, telephone 0416-7631, April the 24th, 2012. And he said, the shareholders of Caribbean Cinemas of St. Martin NV Welfare Road, number 69, Colby, St. Martin. Par courier. This is what he said. Gentlemen, it has been brought to my attention that I am still shown as registered as director for Caribbean Cinemas of St. Martin NV, despite the fact that I resigned from such function in August 2003. You are kindly requested to consider this letter as my second formal request to remove my name as director in view of the fact that I have resigned on August 30th, 2003. Sincerely yours, George M. Peterson. And it is signed. Okay? It is signed. George M. Peterson. This is his letter. Now, let me show you this one, St. Martin. This is a copy of the registration from the Chamber of Commerce. And this is to tell you why people don't pay taxes in this country. These multi-million-dollar companies don't pay taxes, but every small man out there, the tax department is evaluating them. They have to run in scared to pay this tax and that tax. Okay? Now, my Dutch ain't all that, but I ain't bad in it either. You see? Caribbean Cinemas of St. Martin NV. This is it. It shows how much he's making, 30,000 a year, 6,000 a month. All right? It have the 13th of February 2003. So they have this gentleman as the managing director of Caribbean Cinemas, and he resigned from Caribbean Cinemas in August of 2003. But he is still, this is a new paper. We just got this from the Chamber of Commerce. We just got it the other day. And he is still listed as the managing director. Okay, we got this document March the 20th, 2012. It is signed at the bottom. It is signed at the bottom from the Chamber of Commerce. This gentleman resigned. He resigned. But he is still being called and named as the managing director of Caribbean Cinemas. So really and truly, it is illegal because they have no one there managing the cinema right now. This is the reason why the people and them working there can't get proper documents. But you see, it's not their fault. Because again, they're taking advantage of a government that is not doing their jobs by protecting the workers in this country. Because they get paid under the table to look away, have a blind eye. And I'm trying to figure out again, where is our Minister of Labor? Minister Cornelius de Wever, where are you? You're in Geneva doing what? And then when you come back here and you have your press conference, you're going to tell us some fraud. I hope you don't mention the word fruitful. Please don't mention that word. Because in this day and age, we have ministers now. You guys are responsible and you need to come better with telling us why you are spending the people, taxpayers' money to travel all over the world and we are not seeing the fruits. We are not seeing the fruits. Back to this Maho issue with this bold manager we got down there from Italy. Government can't do you nothing. You don't give a hell who government is. You're treating the workers like they are cockroaches. Yeah? Let me tell you something, partner. If you know what's good for you, you'll pack your bags quicker. The same plane what brought you to here, try book a flight and get out. Because I could tell you, you haven't seen the good side of St. Martin people. Because I want to know, yes, and let me hear if Dave or anyone of them going to say anything, who the hell you think you is? Who you think you are? You can't come from where you come from, partner, and talk about my government. Leave me talk about them. I could beat them up. Not you. And I'm coming down Maho for you, my friend. And again, it's a labor issue happening down at Maho. And the mediator, the government mediator, Mr. Derek Holiday, instead of you sitting down there and having coffee and tea down at Maho, get your butt off of the people in them chair and do the government work that they appointed you to do. Mediate. Mediate. But you see, St. Martin, these things are continue happening because we're too afraid. We're too scared. We are like zombies in this place. We're running from our own shadow. How in the world that Pelican could have an issue, Maho could have an issue, Telem could have an issue, Tender Services, Bobby's Marina could have an issue, Post Office could have an issue, and none of you guys want to strike and protest for your own right? Or you don't want to do nothing? You don't even want to stand up for yourself? And then Christopher must do it for you? Come on, man. Yes, I love you guys, but I love my family even more. Come on. I'm going to make one attempt. I'm going to record it on camera. I'm going to record it audio. One attempt to get the union, WICSU, together so we could call the workers from Pelican. We're going to call the workers from Maho. We're going to be calling on the workers from Tyndall, the boat services, Bobby's Marina. We're going to be calling on the post office. We're going to be calling on Telem. All of those workers who feel that they are being demoted, they are being chastised, they are being cast aside, they are being taken advantage of. I'm going to call you guys for us to have a strike on this country, in this country. I don't care which government is there, but it is time that these issues be addressed. And I'm only going to make one attempt. Only one attempt I'm going to make. Because if you don't want to stand up for your right in this country, then you're not going to stand up for nothing else. And I'm not going to make myself the scapegoat for all the backlash, because I'm asking you to stand up for yourself, stand up for your children, stand up for the future in this country. If we need to call to order Cornelius de Weaver, the Minister of Labor, if a motion of no confidence, if the coalition have to break up, then so be it. So be it. But some point in time, enough must be enough in this country. My goodness. How much more can we take? How much more can you allow yourself to take? We are better than that. We are better than that. We need respect. We are better than that, St. Martin. Take care of yourself. God bless each and every one of you guys. Take care of yourself, St. Martin people. Get some action in you. Let us stand up. Let us once and for all change the direction of this country. If we got to strike, then let us strike. If that is the case, then that is the case. And we are not moving. The prisoners are bawling, police are bawling, Coast Guard are bawling, immigration are bawling, Telem workers are bawling, Pelican are bawling, Maho bawling, post office bawling. We have a labor crisis in this country. And we are pretending as if things are fine and well, and it's not. They're moving on the post office and gone with the cars and the chairs again. What do we hear from our Prime Minister and the shareholder rep? This guy Maho is laying off people and then hiring stagiaires coming from Jamaica and everywhere else. Take care of yourself, St. Martin. We have reached the end of the program. God bless each and every one of you guys. Keep you guys safe. Take care of yourself. Good night.